Great. Well, hi everyone. My name is Tony Shavers. I live here in Oakland, California, and I actually grew up on Relive, taking these products as a child. My great grandma had it started when I was 8 years old, and over time, I've been taking the Relive formulations and enjoyed phenomenal results from that with eczema and just overall energy for me. But it was really a business opportunity that I was looking at that I didn't embrace until last year. And I'm really glad that I took the opportunity to, focus on building my financial future. And my life has changed ever since last year. Because of this business, it's put over $800 of extra income into my pocket and allowed me to take business deductions that I didn't have being a W-2 earner. And because of those deductions, it increased my tax return over $500. To talk about being in an exciting position at only 23 years old. And my goal is over time to build this to $1 million by the time I'm 27 and just be done working for money. I'm really excited for kind of the trajectory that my life is headed on now and look forward to just sharing this in hope with more people that I come across day to day.
Awesome, Tony. You know, there's a sickness out there that has nothing to do with our health, and it's a financial sickness. And I know you're going to give that opportunity. Lots of young people your age, you know, they're looking around and saying, I don't want to sit 40 years in a little cubicle. And I think that's just awesome that you can share this work from home business with them. And we wish you well in your business opportunity there.
Thank you very much
for sharing.
Oh, no problem.
Next, we're going to come to Washington State. I met this lady just a few weeks ago. She has just an awesome story. Norma Fairchild, could you hop on here and share for people how you found out about Relive and what it's done for you?
Oh, I love Relive. You know that, Mary. Hi. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to start with where I live. I live in North Bend, Washington, and I live in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains. And it's beautiful here, and I love exercising. I mean, I love being on a bicycle, hiking, swimming, and gardening. I love to garden and have flowers. So one day in May of 2014, I was out gardening, and the next day I was paralyzed from the waist down. I couldn't even get out of bed, and I couldn't go to the bathroom, nothing. And it was very painful, and I had terrible pains in my kidneys, and my legs felt like from the knees, they were dislocating from the knees down, coming apart. It was very horrifying, and I didn't get what was happening. And I went to doctors, about 4 different doctors and a specialist, and not one of them did tests or took blood work or did even a urine sample, even though I insisted that my kidneys were hurting. And they sent me home with painkillers, and I took the painkillers by this time because I needed to sleep. But then I prayed about what to do next, and I went to a chiropractor, and she put me on whole food supplements. And in time, I was able to walk, and I had less pain, but I wasn't pain-free or fully active. I couldn't go up and down stairs or still drive. And I got on Relive in September 15, and that was like 7 months ago. And I am so grateful that I have, because Relive has the nutrition that provides my body all that it needs to start healing itself. And because of that, I am pain-free now, and I am active. I am able to ride my bike. I'm able to drive my car. I can go up and down stairs so smoothly and easily now. And I rest more. I sleep so good, and I have more stamina. And on top of that, which is exciting and an extra bonus, I've lost inches and weight, and I feel great. I love Relive, and Relive loves me.
You know, it just blows my mind when I heard your story, Norma, that the doctors, you know, kind of said, well, we're not going to bother with doing all these tests. and that must have made you feel pretty horrible.
Yeah, I felt very insignificant, and like I was transparent. I wasn't even there. It was the weirdest thing. It was like being in a nightmare because I never had that happen before. But I think it was so I get relive. So I'd be on relive.
So you still don't really know what it was that caused you
No.
to be paralyzed, or the pain in the
No.
kidneys or anything.
No.
Awesome. I
Oh,
wish
but
people meet this lady. She is so full of energy, and it seems like you're sharing with a few people around about too, aren't you, Norma?
Oh yes, yes, I am. I'm actually a master affiliate because I got into the Relive because I said, wow, I didn't think I would probably do the business, but I think I will be because I just share my story and share how fantastic the company is and the business aspect of the company. And so I'm seeing that it's not all that hard to do.
And you've just come back from a trip, I understand, Norma.
Yeah, master affiliate training in California, in Pleasanton.
Very good. And you enjoyed that, I'm sure?
Oh, yes. And the stories there were fantastic, and the business opportunities. The people there were very interesting. It was well worth my time.
Definitely. And then that's, it's one of the benefits of getting together is you get business cards from other people. I'll bet you got a few of those, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, and make friends, and then you can connect your clients with them. Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, Norma, thank you for taking time and sharing on here. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Mary.
Next, we're going to go out to Ohio. Jennifer Kessler, are you available?
Oh, hi.
Hi, Jennifer. So glad you could make it on here. I know you were busy hustling home to make it in time. Jennifer is a physical therapist, and she wanted a little help for herself, but mostly she had some other people she wanted to help. And Jennifer, just go ahead and share with people what's been happening in your family's life, and as well as a gentleman you were helping.
Yes, I heard about Relive at an event in 2014, and I was impressed with the work that they do to help children who are malnourished to gain weight. My husband and I have given money to another orphanage that does this type of work in Central America, so I was impressed with the health and everything of the children. But it's one of those things that I thought, these products sound like it could help my friend. And so I found out more about it, and it wasn't until September of 2015 that I actually decided to do Relive because if I'm going to help someone else, which I'm going to share his story shortly, I thought I'd better try the product too to see how it would work, because I didn't think I had anything wrong. But as a therapist, if I tell you to exercise, but I'm not exercising, that doesn't motivate the client. So I started taking just the classic, and within the first month, I noticed that I had this chronic hip inflammation on my right side that finally went away. And I was like, I've tried to do things that I know in therapy to get rid of. And so I go, okay, this must have been then linked to some sort of nutritional deficit that I must have had. But the other thing was that I also had a injury in my thigh that had been there for more than a year, and then it finally got healed. So whenever I could exercise, it wasn't getting restrained or hurt. So that to me was really exciting. Then in October, our family had a crisis in which I happened to discuss with our sponsor here, Mary, and her husband, Roger. Our son attempted to take his life, and so they immediately told me some products that would help him to deal with the crises, because the counselors felt that he was depressed, and So we ordered the products and started giving them to him when we went and picked him up at his school and brought him home from college. And so the whole goal was to get him stabilized so that he could get back to school as quickly as possible. So my son ended up going back to school within 2 weeks, and he continued to take the product. And I was just trying to encourage him to take these products because I felt like with this product, he would not stay long-term on like an antidepressant because that's what they were recommending with him. So I know that they have helped him. They helped to stabilize him. When he came home in December, he didn't have all his doses for his medication just because they ran out, but he didn't have any like side effects. And again, it's because I feel like he was taking these products. And so for me, while during this stressful time, they recommended that I also increase what I was taking because I was only taking Classic, and so I took Energize for energy because of what was happening, and I also took 24K. And what was amazing to me was that within 4 days of taking 24K, I'm very anxious when I drive, and my husband almost got into an accident, and after he did, I said, "Oh, we were almost in an accident. It was very normal." And I said, "Wow, this stuff works." And so I really recommend that product. It's wonderful. And so for my daughter, seeing the results that my son was having on the products, she's also in college and can get pretty wound up with her classes. So I put her on the same regimen that my son was doing, and she's been very faithful. And the first thing that she said was, "Mom, I'm not getting sick like I was getting sick before." And so the other thing that I noticed that with her, with the 24K in this regimen too, that she just was more calm when she called us at home. We weren't getting as many calls from her, worried about school. So that's kind of what these products have done for me and my family. And so the reason that we got I got into Relive was because I wanted to have a business, but it was more to help this young man that in 2014 had a very severe accident where some pipes fell on his head at work, and it knocked him unconscious. And he had something wrong because he could walk one day, and then the next day he couldn't walk. It was very strange, and it took a long time for the case to go through workman's comp, and he finally got operated. His accident was in 2014, and he got operated in May of 2015. And what they found out was that he had two vertebrae cracked in his spine, and one of them was really pushing in to the spinal cord. And so that's why he was having these symptoms. But and he had to wear a neck brace for a long time until they could get the surgery scheduled and everything. So just when they thought that everything was stable, he, in August, fell down, and then he was like, couldn't walk anymore. So he could feel, but he couldn't walk. And they admitted him to the hospital. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. But because of my training, I kept telling my husband, I think that we should really get into this Relive. I know that this product can help him. Something's going on with his body, that it's gotten re-swollen. And if we don't try to help him now, I think he will stay paralyzed. And so my husband, who's a physician, ended up agreeing, and that's how we got involved with Relive to help this young man. And so to date, I know that a little over a month, he started feeling more energy. I know his parents had told me that he wasn't eating well. And so with him having at least more energy, but we weren't seeing, any results. And so we ended up adding a few more products with Luna Rich, because now by this time they were finding out that he had a brain injury also. so I wanted something that could help the nervous system. And so in January, he began to walk. And right now, because we talked to him, he surprised us because he's like, I'm in now level 2 work hardening, and I'm walking, and I added 24K to his regimen also because he was really not treatment.
You're breaking up just a little bit, Jen.
Oh, sorry. We ended up adding also with him 24K because he was suffering a little bit of anxiety, but I knew that with the product helping with focusing and mental clarity that this would also help his brain injury. And his father said that as soon as we added that product, he noticed a difference right away. And so that to me is really, really exciting. And the physical therapist that he's working with, they discharged him in August, but he's working with him now in this work hardening program, and he says, you know, I can't account for why you're not in a wheelchair and why you're walking.
Wow.
And so the only thing that I can think of is that because you're a Christian and people are praying for you, you're out of this wheelchair. Well, I know that God also uses products like this to help others. And so I know that with these products that I feel this young man would still be paralyzed, and, you know, he's only like 24. So
wow.
This is really exciting for us. So that's our story with Relive.
That's fantastic. How does that make you feel, Jen?
Just really excited because I just knew the first time I had seen these products that I felt like they would work, and to see it now that it's helping the people that I'm connecting with is really exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That story just brings tears to my eyes, I have to say. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Jen.
Thanks, Mary.
Let me check once more. Ishamar, did you make it on? No. Okay.
I started drinking these shakes February 2001, and I tried to buy the best of foods I could get at the grocery store, and I found out the hard way that nutrition is not in that food anymore. I was struggling with adult onset diabetes issues since I've been a kid. I had family members on insulin or tablets when I was a kid, and the minor issues had become major. I had a lot of eyesight loss. In about 6 months' time, I went from 20/20 vision to struggling reading street signs driving my car. I'd heard the horror stories of blindness. It didn't look good for me. I was struggling to eat or drink with acid reflux, uncontrollable cough, couldn't eat out in restaurants anymore, and couldn't eat a lot of foods I was raised on. One of them was eggs. Couldn't sleep apnea. I woke up on the hour, half hour all night long. Wake up tighter than I was before I went to bed, and I was extremely tired the night before. Started drinking these shakes, put 2 shakes to that losing situation, and in a week I was actually noticing difference with my sleep. 3 months, dramatic changes. I had my first of 3 eyesight improvements, dramatic increase in vision. 2 years, 6 months drinking the shakes, I got my second eyesight improvement. It's just as dramatic increase as the first one. 6 years drinking these shakes, I had night vision improvement. And at the 3 months time as well, I could eat anything I wanted. I could even eat the eggs. It was giving me trouble if I didn't want them, but I could eat them. My energy level had increased dramatically when I was reaching a deep sleep. Before the year was up, I could dream. It's been years and years since I've been able to dream. I am reliving. I am reclaiming my life. And the amazing thing at this 3 months period, just to give you an example where I was financially, I had 2 businesses owned and ran in Safford, Arizona, and I worked construction, so I didn't have any time. I was extremely broke, and I've already shared how sick I was. And in 3 weeks' time, I had 21 people and their families drinking these shakes. I had to recoup my investment with profit at 3 weeks. 3 months, I had residual income, willable income. It's a override income this company has when you're a master affiliate. I'd lost all of my retirement. 401k was gone. My credit was ruined. I was in the process of losing my home. Total debt was close to $200,000. The main business I had was shut down because the supplier was bankrupt on me, and as well the local mining company was laying the people off, shut their smelter down, Pelias, New Mexico. So my sales district was shut down from New Mexico to Phoenix. Monthly debt of $4,500 on that business, and it paid about $2,000 personal. So I'm about $7,000 in the hole. I have no money. And the amazing thing with this Reliv opportunity is when you introduce people, you pay the gift forward you've been giving, the company will pay you to drink these shakes. And it reaches a point where it pays you more than the cost of your shakes. Because of that, I've been drinking these shakes constantly for 15 years. 13 months, this residual income had grown to over $4,000 a month, and with the retail and wholesale, we made over $6,500. And the thing I'm grateful for is the residual money. People are not going to be without these shakes, and that residual money hasn't averaged under that $4,000 a month all the way up to this point. It is a willable income. It is real retirement. It's also jobless insurance. If you work a job, you still have your Reliv income. And I really enjoy telling people about the Reliv opportunity and the changes that Reliv has waiting for them. That is my story, and I'm really honored to be a Reliv distributor.
And a great ambassador you are, Ron. We certainly have appreciated getting to know you. You know, what you need to share Reliv is a mouth and a heart, and you have those. And that's just a wonderful thing that you're doing, changing those lives. And it's true, people get on the products and they don't want to get off. The people who shared on here, they're not going to quit taking Reliv. I'm not going to quit taking Reliv, and that's why you get that residual income. Now, I have people ask me sometimes, Ron. They say, "Okay, I'm a new distributor. I don't know. What do I say to people? I can't even get them interested in getting started on their products. What do I first say?" What would you tell that person, Ron?
Well, when I started, I told them what one of the ladies that helped introduce me, she'd had migraine headaches for years. She'd been to China for acupuncture, been to Mayo Clinic. She had took vitamins, minerals, had special diet. Nothing had ever given her relief from migraine headaches. She starts drinking these shakes, and in 30 days, the headaches are gone. I tell them, this is guaranteed. Babies can drink it. You're not risking to drink this shake. You got a 100% refund. I'm drinking it. Drink it with me. If somebody is, there's different ways you can say it. You can tell somebody when you're talking to them, if they say, "Well, I don't know," you can. One thing I tell them is, when you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, let me know. I can show you how you can feel better. When you're ready to feel better, you let me know, and we'll show you what helped me feel better, and a whole bunch of my friends.
Absolutely. Yep. And then there's that financial sickness that we can help with that too, can't we?
We sure can. It's amazing. People think, when they think of a business, they think of the typical business. The businesses I had enslaved me. The bigger your Reliv business gets, the more freedom you have. And that's because Reliv has a system. And they take care of the product from the farm all the way to the factory, manufacture it, put it in a sellable container. You can make a 5-minute phone call wherever somebody is. If I'm in Arizona, I call New York City. I say, "I've got Sally on the line. She wants to start these products as a customer." They'll get a customer number, give it to her, take all their information, ship the product, and send a check on the 15th the following month. That means I can go to the elderly people that are struggling to pay for their home or pay their rent or whatever. They can do a Reliv business. They can change somebody's lives. And when they get a smile on their face, their mom comes to them saying, "I got my daughter back, I got my son back," or my mom, then they know what they have a hold of. And they are excited. And I love that. So you pretty much have an unlimited business opportunity, just like you have unlimited customer base, because everybody that's eating food and still alive and breathing, they need Reliv.
That's right. Well said, Ron. Well said. Well, thank you so much for taking time on the call tonight. Nice to hear your voice. And
good to talk to you, Mary.
Really appreciate that. I want to thank everybody who shared on the